The party from the first episode. The first episode was huge.
One of the things I noticed about this movie is that it tests your patience. Yes, it's a movie that tests your patience.
How patient are you? Now, the breaking of that movie into episodes is what I want to kudos them for. It was well broken down. How they did it, I don't know.
What actually built this movie very well was the scripting. They took their time.
Yeah, true.
You understand? So you cannot predict. Like every scene connected. Even to the extent that they shot some scenes twice.
Did you expect the killer was going to be who the killer? You get like who the killer became eventually?
Truthfully, I did not see it coming. My finger was pointing at two people: the deceased wife and either of his friends, because they say "Kokoro tonjefo, idiefo longwa."
Let me interpret that for you.
That means
when the eyes of an elephant eats the ram, it becomes.
What are you saying, for crying out loud?
Why are you doing those, Kokoro? Welcome to POV, the show where I watch it so you don't waste your data. Movie nights are sacred, and when I press play, I expect greatness or at least an effort. So when a film decides to waste my time or make me happy, I will definitely talk. Now get ready, because this episode we're going all in. This episode is powered by True Cassava Flour, aka Fufu. Now this particular product is very convenient. If you're a lover of fufu, just take away the stress. That is this product. It's white, it's amazing. You would enjoy it with any kind of soup. Now stay right there, because I'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, in today's episode, we would be reviewing The Party. Now, you know that feeling when you are invited to a party and you're not sure whether you should go or not, but then you do, and things spiral in ways that you never expected. Yes, that's The Party. The series, directed by Yemi Morafa, features a lineup of A-list Nollywood actors, including Shaffy Bello, Uzor Arukwe, Mide Martins, Kunle Remi, James Gardiner. The Party, a fully independent production of Okpe Ajayi and Captain of Sea Productions, was originally conceived as a feature-length movie. However, after being acquired by Netflix, it was restructured into a 3-part series. Now, without further ado, let's dive right into it. I have amazing guests right here with me in the studio. Now, these guys they don't come to play. They are entertainment experts, and they are really here to, dive right into it. Now, I know they are regular faces, but it's Jude and Ayo, guys. Hi, Jude. Hi, Ayo. It's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you too, Michelle.
Are you sure?
Michelle is look like a baddie,
Oh, don't play.
She's a baddie, actually.
She's a baddie, actually.
Stop
Right?
it.
Yeah, good to see. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
years.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Fine, thank you.
Lovely.
I hope you're doing well as well.
I can't thank God less.
That's nice. All right. Okay, so let's dive right into it. I really want to know, Jude, what was your first impression? Okay, so this particular movie, right, The Party, I was going to sleep. I wanted to sleep. But when you want to watch something that'll make you sleep. And then I started watching the movie, and after I finished watching, let me not say how I felt after. What was your feeling? What did you feel? What was your experience with the movie?
All right, so first of all, I was expecting to see, lots of party, from the name, The Party. So I wanted to see a lot of dancing, grooving, and stuff like that. But the scriptwriter had other things to tell us. You understand? So there was a lot of twists in this movie. And so one of the things I noticed about this movie is that it tests your patience. Yes, it's a movie that tests your patience.
How patient are you?
Do you have patience
in front of the screen?
Wait, because you keep guessing and guessing. You understand? But it's actually a lovely movie, though.
Nobody asked you.
This was just.
She's back.
What did you think about the movie when you saw it?
When I saw it, yes, The Party from the first episode. The first episode was huge, because right from the death scene to the twist, Jude mentioned twist. It had lots of twists. Then also we'll still delve into the acting and all that, but I just, from the first episode, you mentioned in your introduction that it was actually produced as a feature length. That's a proper movie about 2 hours or less, but feature length. But Netflix was able to convince the producer to break it down into episodes. Now, the breaking of that movie into episodes is what I want to kudos them for. And why did I say so? Now, each episode had an unwritten theme. Jude talked about twists. The first episode had all fingers pointing to the deceased wife as the murderer. The second episode had fingers pointing to the co-tenants, the friends, the friend's wife. The third episode, fingers are pointing to his parents, deceased parents, and also the deceased parents' mistress, and also the deceased colleague. So it was well broken down. How they did it, I don't know. Because since they started, they had that vision of, okay, let's make this an FL movie, like feature length movie. Yeah. But now they broke it down, and each episode had its own theme. I would say they were really intelligent, with that. And Netflix was quite intelligent in breaking that movie into series.
Yes. Yeah, I think I would also agree with you. The movie was a bit nerve-wracking because I just wanted a feel-good movie. The party, I was expecting Jaye, like wedding party, stuff like that. But why am I analyzing who killed somebody?
How to get away with murder.
Yeah.
Wait, the first episode.
Yes.
You said it was pointing to the deceased wife.
Deceased wife.
I was not even looking at the deceased wife. It was the other friend that was being nonchalant to some of the things that was happening. The one that was smoking. I felt he was the killer. You understand? But the twist coming up and up. So that's why I mentioned about scripting.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you.
No,
there was a time that we talked about this movie. This Tony Abraham movie.
Yeah, Yellow Day.
Yeah. You see what I talk about scripting now? Scripting helps a lot. If you have a perfect script, it just help you. You understand? This movie, what killed this movie, what actually built this movie very well was the scripting. They took their time.
Yeah, true.
You understand? So you cannot predict. Like every scene connected, even to the extent that they shot some scenes twice. Look at when TJ was explaining that they didn't have an issue.
Yeah,
they went, he hugged and nothing happened. And later when he was explaining again, when they now caught him that he was angry because he found out that his wife and the man was having an affair. Now they played that same scene again, and that same scene was having drama, that he was angry. Yes, and same scene, two different stories in that same scene. So they took their time. Yes, and again, there are so many. I felt like even if you want to talk about the cinematography, I know we'll still enter cinematography. Let me just jump into cinematography. Now, if you watch very well, I noticed that the cinematography was so much on point. Now, how do I explain? There's a scene I saw them shooting through the glass, and they were acting here, and the camera guys were shooting from here, shooting the reflection of them, and it entered. You understand? It was perfectly plotted. You understand? The only scene that I did not see connecting in that movie was the camera scene. Cam 1, Cam 4, Cam 5.
Okay, that's the CCTV.
Yes. No. So now the scene was not. I was thinking though maybe one of the scenes or whatever they now reference to. Let's look at the CCTV. Yes, and since it's a crime scene, police would have done their investigation.
Yeah, true,
this house has a CCTV. Let's go and watch the CCTV and see who went in, who went out, and stuff like that. But if you don't want to use the CCTV, don't show us the CCTV footage. Yes, because whenever they are passing that walkway, you are seeing the camera showing you cam 4, it turns to this like cam 5, always showing it. I felt like, this is CCTV. Last they will now refer back to the CCTV, but unfortunately, they didn't use that thing.
Okay.
They're just trying to get shots. Yes, I'm trying to do some shots with it. But when it comes to camera angles in that movie, it was well plotted well.
All right. Okay, so we'll be back to cinematography in a minute. I'm going to ask, let's talk about storyline.
Okay.
Did you expect the killer was going to be who the killer, who the killer became eventually? Did you expect it was going to be him?
Shockingly, it has not been revealed that his ex-colleague.
Yeah, according to our prophets. Yes.
So, according to our prophets,
he has given us signs.
Now, give us a sign that someone that you least expect will bring a white handkerchief.
This is a very harmless gift,
gift.
something of that nature.
Gift.
Yes.
Yeah, and like pure gift. So, and that represents white handkerchief, right? The same handkerchief, Bimbo's Manuel's mistress. Sorry, I'm using your real name, sir, for this. Mr. Balogun's mistress, who happened to be, it was played by Mide Martins, gave the deceased mother, that's Mrs. Balogun, the exact white handkerchief. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we cannot point.
AY, please don't mess up my brain further. Please.
So,
I'm concluded in my mind.
And also, guess what? She also has a lot to gain, by the demise of the lead character, who happened to be played by Kunle Remi.
Yeah.
Because she has 4 children. If Kunle is taken out of the way, her children inherit the man's property.
Yeah.
So we cannot really say.
I think, in my opinion, that scene was just to distract her from the actual person. Yeah.
Okay, but really, you asked the question that.
Did you see?
Did I see it coming? Truthfully, I did not see it coming. My finger was pointing at 2 people: the deceased wife and either of his friends, because they say kokoro ton jefo idiefo lonwa.
Let me interpret that for you.
That means
when the eyes of an elephant eats the ram, it becomes.
What are you saying, for crying out loud?
Why are you telling us kokoro?
Kokoro ton jefo idiefo lonwa.
Wow.
That means
when chin
person where they do you,
they're around you,
they're close to you.
All right.
If person they do me, I go look Jude because they're close to me. Right? So I was either pointing at Kehinde Bankole, who happened to play his wife, or one of his friends. I was expecting Uzor. I was expecting Ayo.
Yeah.
Because Ayo is indebted to the deceased.
No, but he can't do anything. Why? Because he already told him already that even if I'm not in existence again, then my wife will, you have to keep it in. So his own, I was sure that this I cannot
but I'm still maintaining that Kokoroton defo. But really, and the third person I was also expecting that could be a prime suspect was his co-tenant, who happens to be played by Femi Branch.
Yeah.
Because of the twist of his daughter impregnating Bankole. Anyways, okay. So, but you remember that? Okay, we'll still go to those most favorite scenes, right?
Yeah.
So I did not see. So when it was now the 3rd episode, that was when the killer was revealed. Like in killer, I'm using parentheses because we are not really sure that that's even the killer.
Yeah.
But he's a prime suspect. So for me, the producer or this writer of this movie has watched a lot of crime movies.
Yes.
A lot of crime movies. So it's just like, man, you can't actually say this is the person or this is that person. I know everybody actually was a suspect. So I would say, well done, because really in our Nigerian scene, we don't really have that luxury of that. We don't have the luxury of having so many dynamics when it comes to crime. You can always finger the person that do it.
One thing I loved about this movie,
but this was really multifaceted.
One thing I love about this movie was that they were actually talking about the crime scene, and the crime scene revealed so many other things.
Yeah.
First of all, he revealed that the father had other children elsewhere. He revealed that TJ, that's the friend to the deceased, was the
Uzor,
wife,
right?
The wife was having an affair with some from one crime scene. The question was, so when I was watching, I was saying,
many crimes.
Don't tell me about your history. Who killed him? Because they all had something connected. Their own story, yeah. So we are now seeing people's story. Yeah. Different, all of them had their own stories with him. You understand? So it was a nice script too.
Yeah, actually, Kokoroko Jefun.
Kokoroton
Jefun. But yeah, okay, so let's talk about cinematography. You already mentioned it was great. Do you agree with you? Do you think there were really wow shots?
Yes, a lot of POV, lots of emphasis on I think it's episode 2. Was it episode 2, yeah? Whereby the cam was just panning on the fingers, the eye movements of the characters. When episode 1, when the female cop raised the sheet of the deceased, that view as well. Yeah. There were a lot of some.
But I think my favorite shot was when the disease fell from up.
Yes, that's
I was waiting for that
a
scene.
real view.
I was waiting for it.
Really
I was
good.
like, let me see how it's going to fall. How did it fall from there?
Yeah.
Because when they started the movie first time, they all looked up
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't show the up. I was like, oh, why did you show us where it fell from? You understand? Let me know that, oh, this is real. You understand? Or use a drone shot and just pull and let's see the whole place later. But later on, they now started showing everything bit by bit. They now showed where he fell from and how he landed. And that shot, they showed where they wrote Bobo in the water, in the swimming pool. You understand? So everything was now perfectly placed. So they don't want to just reveal everything to us. So even the camera guys, that is cinematographers that shot the movie, they're also following the scripts. You understand? So
shout out to the editor as well. The color palette, the color gradient.
It was neat.
Very clean, very clean.
It was neat.
Yeah.
I really felt bad that it was Kunle Remi that played Bobo because he died.
He did it well.
I know, like he did it well, but he died. Like, why did you tell me he died? All right, now let's talk about costume, makeup. You think they did justice to it? As you know, it tried to represent high society, you know, those kind of things. You think they killed it, AY?
Yeah, from the theme of the party happens to be blue, which represents royalty. I feel that that's a good choice when you're choosing a color to represent royalty or glam or affluence. So they got it right there. Then also the traditional wear, the ashwebi, worn by her friends, lovely, to the bespoke, designs worn by his friends as well. But by the way, like, this is an aside though, and I'm really straight. Don't get me twisted. But why did they select 4 or 5 fine boys? Like, fine boys. I was like, hey, all the girls watching this movie now, wow.
Of course, it's
wow.
as well. It's the movie as well.
Oh man. Well, those guys are really fine anyways. But from that, so everything was just well tailored. Though I had a reservation when it comes to the lead investigator that played by Yomi Fashlanso, what he wore. I was thinking, this is just my opinion now. You probably could have worn something more smarter as a police officer. I know, yes, you're coming in your mufti. You're not coming in your uniform, but you could have worn something more smarter. Also, the costume of the co-tenant that's played by Femi Branch is typical of a very affluent Yoruba man. And he played it well. So I know even the costume that Remi wore, at the party too, was well designed too. I like that jacket. I wish I could have one. But it was not heavily dependent on multiple costumes. Remi wore just 2 or 3 outfits, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just a very well tailored movie when it comes to costume now.
All right. Okay. So when it comes to acting out the whole police force in Nigeria, especially in Nigerian movies, we always see the terrible parts of the Nigerian police. Would you say they were kind of portrayed in the better light or same old?
Okay, so for the police force, I felt that this time around they actually used the aspect of the police that is more advanced. You understand? Because
is it more advanced or more educated?
More educated. That's the word I should use. More educated.
I try to say that police are not.
No. Because the only thing I had an issue with that scene was you don't conduct interrogation in the deceased house.
The crime scene.
You understand? You should take them to your station, and you have your settings, you have your recording stuff like that. I understand the part that nobody should leave, but you actually pick the people you want to have interrogation with, and then move them to the station. You see, you don't start having it in the house because something might happen. What if something is going on again? You understand? Then what else again? So I also watched I don't know, there's a movie that will come out very soon. It's not yet out. Yes, and so the funny thing I saw was that I've worked with the lady who's the one that did the crime stuff.
I think it's Eva also.
Trying to remember.
Eva also, yeah.
Then Kelechi and Femi Branch. I can imagine what was going through their head when they're acting that scene. When Kelechi was acting. So these two are these goofy guys. Out of sets, like behind cameras. So I can imagine how many times Kelechi can always try to whine Femi Branch. Yes, so I'm just trying to see how. I was so surprised that the movie that is about to come out, which I've not reviewed the name yet, they also acted the same thing.
The same
police
same thing. suspect.
Yes.
Okay.
But this time around, okay, yes, Femi was the suspect in this other one. Is coming out too. So, but what I was happy about is that
insider information. Oh.
So you
only
guys
on POV.
I'll just give you guys updates. That the movie is going to come out very soon.
Okay.
But let's still keep up. But I'm happy that I've seen them already because I was asking myself, these two, they are very goofy. How can they work together? And again, I've done it already. That means they have worked before, yes, and they are now used to this kind of acting. But I like the fact that the police were actually, painted right. And just a little bit, they not still have to show us the element of Nigerian police whereby the rich have influence over the police when the father was telling the guy to take care of the case and everything to make sure that they implicate the wife of the deceased. You understand? So I just love that setting, and they still clear the air.
Yeah,
yes, and again, when you have an officer who is about to retire, trying to use his years of experience to influence the younger cops, you understand, it's also played out in the police force as well.
All right, that's great. AY,
yes.
What would you speak to, the direction of this movie? Like, what would you speak? Do you think the director killed it? Do you think there were there are rooms for improvement?
Well, the director did it so well. Film Boy was the director. So for those of us who know Film Boy, he's quite good. He's quite good in his craft, and he was able to handle both the cinematographer, the actors, so well. If you look at and shooting this kind of crime themed movie, it's not easy. Now directing it is not an easy job because there are a lot of things that you have to pay attention to detail because just the winking of a character's eye means a lot.
Yeah.
Can drives a message or states something. So I'm not sure every director out there will want to pick up this kind of project because really it's tough. It's a tough job. You can wing it when it comes to epic. You can wing it when it comes to romance. So you can even wing it when it comes to action. But when it comes to crime and investigation, whereby you don't have too much of movement, but people are still moving. Somebody can still be sitting down and be shivering.
Yeah.
How do you emote that? How do you tell the actor to emote that well? So for me, Morafa did quite well, and I will give him a 7/10 or 8/10. Okay. Directing.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I do. I agree with you.
All right, now let's talk about our favorite scenes, least favorite scenes. What is your favorite scene, Jade?
You can't just guess. Just guess my favorite scene.
Why do I feel like when the guy fell into the water or something?
No.
What's your favorite scene, Jade?
My favorite scene was when the lady was describing her sexual.
Why are you laughing?
Let's move on.
Move on to where? Where are you going to?
No, let him answer the question.
Okay, why?
So this is the thing. So the movie was being too serious.
Okay.
So
it's a crime movie.
Just getting too serious at that moment. So they needed something to break,
to spice it up. Right?
You understand? To break it and let us have little comedy into it. And that was the scene when she was experiencing. It was telling her experience with the disease and why she was cheating and stuff like that. And next thing, some nigga said, the guy was like, look at. That scene was very funny.
Who made it for you? Who made it?
It's Kelechi.
Joyful for you.
And Kelechi and
the lady talk by.
Not even the lady. It was the
Yomi?
retired cop.
Yomi Fashlan.
Yes.
Okay.
They made it for me. Like he was. It was so funny. That scene was so funny for me.
Okay. So what was your least favorite scene?
They have a least favorite scene.
You have to think deeply.
Just ask AY first. Let me think
AY,
about
what was
it.
your least favorite scene?
Least favorite scene has to be. I don't think I have. Maybe the opening. Yeah, okay. The opening scene when his ex-colleague was eulogizing him and all that. Or, yeah, I think maybe that.
Okay, so what was your favorite scene?
Favorite scene has to be when it has to be Femi Branch being asked questions by the police. And it was like making little of the situation. Somebody died and so. Somebody died so. So I was just like,
if I was the one that killed him, you would have seen it.
Exactly.
So,
did you find the body?
If I not this, that is not me.
So I love that scene. Then also the scene I broke a bottle on his head. I was like, okay, this effects and all that, but it was quite fun. It was quite interesting.
All right, now let's talk about our favorite characters, our favorite actors rather, and characters. Yeah. Who was your worst actor, Jude?
My worst?
Worst? Nah.
There's no worst now. Oh, they all killed it too. Worst actor?
Should we use word? Should I? Will I want to use worst?
Okay, let's not use worst. Let's use least favorite.
Least favorites.
Okay, least favorites. I'm looking at his friends. That's Sekou. There's one of the friends that was not.
That the fair guy.
Oh, the fair guy killed it.
So who?
Okay, maybe it's me. I was expecting more from the friend that takes drugs.
Ayo.
Ayo. I think that's his name.
Ayo Lola.
Yeah. So I was expecting
Ayo.
more from him because the beginning of the movie, that's what I was suspecting in the movie. The beginning of the movie, he was, being nonchalant about the whole situation. Oh, someone died, and so I felt like maybe it's this guy. The next thing, I enjoyed the part where he sniffed. That was the first time seeing them show it. I like the shot. That should be my favorite shot, self, because they showed him sniff it and it moved. Like I saw it moving. You understand? Like I was like, what? Does this guy really take it? Like I was even thinking in my head, like, how did they get that shot? You understand? So, and later on, I was expecting to still display more. Like they should make him be like one of, one tough guy like that. But no, everything ended. The guy was just there, nothing much about him. He just being someone who's looking for money, looking borrowing loan up and down. So it should be my least favorite character.
So who was your favorite character?
Now here we come. So it's supposed to be between. Kunle did not really act much. Kunle Remi did not act much.
Really?
Yes. Now the story did not really allow him to display.
Yeah,
that's
why I was sad that
they didn't allow him to.
Episode 3 was everywhere. In episode 3, episode 2 and 3. Yeah.
He didn't really act much.
Not
like
episode
that.
1, of course, but episode 2, 3. It was everywhere.
It was no for me. It didn't really. So it's supposed to be between Femi Branch. I love what Femi Branch did in that movie. They also Uzor did not really display very well. I thought when he finds out what's
make a choice, Jude. Make a choice.
Abina. I think duro lataro.
Let's leave it. What do you say now? Say like good again. Duro lataro. That should be why I said you mention say it again was because I enjoyed everything that Femi Branch brought on the table.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
He's my favorite character in that
Yeah.
movie.
Femi Branch, say, oh.
It's a big boy.
Okay.
No.
Least favorite. Not for any bad intention or reason. It's just that because you did not do so much in the movie. So I'll just give it to the lady that acted or played Femi Branch's daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she didn't really do much.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
favorites now, most favorites has to be between Kunle and Femi. You know why I chose Kunle is because I love the way Kunle switches from Yoruba to English. He does it with steez. I like it. Kunle played a real bad boy role, man. He sabi playing well, like a Yoruba demon. He did it well. But Femi Branch will take my choice. It ticked all the boxes.
Yeah.
He was able to emote well enough. When he was with Uzor at the car park, I laughed, man, because the way he was just emoting. Also, we know during the interrogation and all of that. So Femi Branch for me, the best actor.
All right. Okay. I believe.
No. What's I believe? Who's your favorite actor?
Oh, why are you asking me that? It's my show. I decide whether or not.
She's back, man. She's back.
Okay, who would I say was? So first of all, suspense thrill is not exactly my favorite kind of movie to watch, right? But if I'm going to talk, I'm going to be talking with quite a lot of bias because I really love Kunle Remi and I believe he killed. So I wanted to see, when I saw Kunle was in the movie, I was so excited because I felt like, we're going to see a lot of Kunle. And then he died at the beginning of the movie. But if I were to, pick a favorite actor, Kunle did it for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to the veterans, the likes of Shaffy Bello, Bimbo, Manuel, Mide Martins. Segun Arinze was also so Nigeria is blessed with great actors.
And Shaffy Bello did well as well. She killed her role.
Yeah.
Yoruba mother,
telling
protecting her son.
I think one of my favorite things was between she and her husband when she found out. When the man was like, "No, he's lying, he's lying," and you're like,
"Yeah, true."
And then I loved when the prophet came in, and then they were like, "Nobody can enter." No, and she was like, "Open the door." It was really good. I loved how she.
Mide Martins, getting into the English movie scene, she's huge on the Yoruba scene, very huge. Getting into the English movie scene is another bold step. It's a big one. When I saw her, in the cast list, I was so excited because I know she's quite good. And that's why I'm expecting a sequel.
Yeah, obviously. I feel like there's going to be a sequel.
No, it's a no-brainer. We need a sequel to the party so that we'll see more of the characters we did not enjoy in the first.
But they should keep it brief though, because when it comes to sequel in Nigeria, they tend to elongate it and then they lose the onion.
Case in point.
Not be my mouse, you go year round. No, not from me. All right, okay, so now are we toasting or roasting this movie? I believe it's obvious already.
It's a unanimous. Well, let me not speak for everybody, but it's a toast for me. Okwe Ajayi, Judith Audu, Morafa, Film Boy, everybody that played a major role or minor role in the party, the series. Shout out to you guys. And that's why it's still topping. It's the most viewed.
Yeah.
Oh, you've said it all. It's a toast.
You are very controversial. You can say it was supposed to be a toast, but this way that man arranged this cap. Yeah, okay, so from all of us right here on POV, it's a toast. So you know what this means? It means you should go and watch this movie because you will definitely enjoy yourself. Do not forget this episode is sponsored by True Cassava Flour, aka Fufu. This means that go and buy yourself a pack so that next time when you're watching POV, you'll be downing some fufu and correct soup. See you next time. I remain your host, Michelle Abanom. Bye for now.